Woke up this morning and our lives changed. Ray was let go from his job. The fact that the company repeatedly told him that the action was not due in any part to his work performance is little to no consolation. Not that we expected any level of loyalty, but we did expect that with 24 years of employment with one company would come some form of regard for the magnitude of this decision. Ray has brought a lot of value to that organization and over the years has consistently shown a work ethic that is hard to come by. However, today, due to the nature of his position, he was treated as an adversary. He woke up around 6:30 a.m. as he normally does, made his coffee, took out the dog, and sat down at his desk, ready for a normal workday of projects and deadlines and meetings. He worked for a bit, but by 11 a.m., he noticed that his network access was limited. He recalled that the previous day he had been invited to an 11:30 call with Human Resources. So he logged into that call. At that point, he was met by the directors of HR and his department. After their good morning pleasantries, which in my opinion they could have kept to themselves, the HR rep shared her screen as the department director continued to speak about economic shifts and financial constraints and their impact on the country's and more specifically the company's workforce. Meanwhile, on the screen displayed a letter addressed to Ray telling him that today is your last day of employment with this organization, followed by some asinine information about severance and placement assistance. Again, this is no consolation to the weight of this announcement with no prior warning. None. At that moment, he was completely locked out of his network because they assume that engineers will take proprietary information or otherwise sabotage the company's intellectual property. I guess that's valid to some degree, but it just seems so diabolical. While he was still on the call, Ray got my attention and he motioned for me to come take a look at the letter. And there it was in the largest print I feel like I have ever seen in my life. And on his extremely large monitor, I felt swallowed up by the words, but I remained calm and rubbed his back before stepping away to process my own shock. I could not make sense of it. I paced the kitchen for some time. The dishwasher was open, but my brain could barely process what needed to happen with the dishes inside. Praying, thinking of what to say, how to react, how to feel. I didn't want to overwhelm him with questions and vitriol. I wanted to be helpful. In earshot, he was barely speaking. just responding to confirm that he understood what was being said. But I knew if the opportunity or the necessity to negotiate were there, I would have heard his strong, confident voice. But I didn't. Then he hung up. I think I held my breath for 5 to 7 seconds. Again, not wanting to rush in hot to a situation I could feel was irreversible. I felt helpless. He was quiet, so I was quiet. Within the hour, we were talking about the reason, or the lack thereof, the market forces and such. I listened, trying not to interject in angst, but I was furious. I felt emotionally protective. I was sad because I know that is a blow to him. I know we'll be fine. I can't even muster up concern for our future at this time. I don't feel concerned about our future at the moment. Several colleagues began to text and call, sharing the same sense of disbelief. It's not that we didn't think this could happen, but we know he's an incredible engineer, that he has great rapport among his team. But this is what we signed up for, corporate America. We took a walk with the dog and the girls around noon, right in the middle of the day when work would normally be in full swing. The girls rode their scooters as we discussed ideas. Should he look for another job right away? Is there something else he's always wanted to do that we should consider now? How is he feeling physically? How can I be what he needs? I told him that I love him, I trust him, and we will move in tandem wherever, and that my faith and prayers will be unwavering. I didn't feel the need to cry or hold him, although I would have, and I will, if the need arises. God, thank you for perspective. I was reminded that I carry the health insurance, so that aspect won't be disrupted. We live below our means. We have no debt besides mortgage. Tonight, I will bake an apple pie. Tomorrow will be a long day for him.